Now, Somalia is once again in the spotlight for failing to fight graft. The Horn of Africa nation has been ranked the world's most corrupt for more than a decade. This is despite authorities' commitment to curbing the vice.
Welcome back to our channel, where we delve into intriguing topics from around the globe. In today's video, we will shed light on a grave issue affecting many nations: corruption. Corruption is a deeply rooted problem that undermines citizens' trust, weakens institutions, and hinders socio-economic progress. Throughout history, various countries have grappled with corruption, with some being notorious for their levels of misconduct. Today, we'll look at the most corrupt countries in the world, from embezzlement to bribery. These nations have faced significant challenges in combating corruption and ensuring transparency. For numerous consecutive years, Somalia, ranked as the most corrupt country in the world by Transparency International, faces a pervasive and deeply rooted corruption problem. Several factors contribute to this issue, including the absence of a strong central government, which has created a power vacuum exploited by warlords, militias, and criminal groups. These entities extort money from individuals and businesses, prioritizing their enrichment over the well-being of the Somali people. The country's weak legal system fails to effectively prosecute corruption cases, resulting in a culture of impunity for corrupt officials. Additionally, widespread poverty drives some individuals to engage in corrupt practices out of desperation. Syria has a significant corruption issue, consistently ranking among the most corrupt countries worldwide, as acknowledged by Transparency International. Several factors contribute to the prevalence of corruption within Syria. The civil war has weakened the central government, impeding its ability to enforce the law effectively. Consequently, corrupt officials often operate with impunity, evading accountability for their misconduct. The lack of transparency within the Syrian government further exacerbates the problem, making it challenging to monitor the utilization of public funds and enabling embezzlement. Moreover, widespread poverty in one of the world's poorest nations fosters a desperate environment where individuals may resort to corrupt practices for survival. Additionally, the ongoing civil war creates opportunities for corrupt officials to exploit the situation for personal gains, such as profiting from the sale of scarce essential goods like food, which exacerbates the impact of the conflict on the people. South Sudan faces a significant challenge of corruption, consistently being ranked as one of the most corrupt nations by Transparency International. The country's status as one of the world's poorest further compounds the problem, giving rise to a culture of desperation where individuals may resort to corrupt practices for survival. The civil war has been ongoing in South Sudan since 2013 and has also exacerbated the corruption issue. This conflict has allowed corrupt officials to exploit the situation for personal gain. Notably, government officials have been reported to profit from the sale of scarce essential goods, including food, which is in high demand due to the impact of war. Yemen, a country ravaged by civil war since 2014, has experienced distressing corruption amid the conflict. The war-torn landscape has created an alarming climate of impunity, where corrupt practices have thrived and the Yemeni people have paid the price. Amid the chaos of war, government officials have taken advantage of the situation to enrich themselves, perpetuating a cycle of corruption that further burdens the already vulnerable Yemeni population. Bribery, a scourge that undermines fairness and equality, has become pervasive, compromising the integrity of institutions and impeding genuine progress. Embezzlement, another grievous corruption, has substantially harmed Yemen's economy and public trust. Turkmenistan, a repressive dictatorship, has had several incidences of corruption. Under the leadership of President Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, who has held power for over 2 decades, corruption has thrived, and its detrimental effects have permeated various aspects of society. Within the country's political landscape, bribery has become an unfortunate norm. Individuals seeking favors or preferential treatment often resort to offering illicit payments, compromising the integrity of public institutions and eroding trust among the population. Embezzlement, another rampant corruption, has deeply impacted Turkmenistan's economy. Public funds intended for the betterment of society and public services are frequently misappropriated for personal gain by those in positions of power. Since the overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011, Libya has endured a state of prolonged political turmoil. The absence of a functioning central government and multiple rival militias vying for power has created a highly unstable government conducive to widespread corruption. In this power vacuum, corruption has thrived, inflicting substantial harm on the nation's development and the well-being of its people. Bribery, a detrimental practice that undermines fairness and transparency, has become common. Equatorial Guinea is a small, oil-rich country in Africa. The country's president, Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, has been in power for over 40 years and has used his position to enrich himself and his family. Bribery, embezzlement, and using public funds for personal purposes are all common in Equatorial Guinea. Afghanistan, a country burdened by poverty and the devastating impacts of prolonged conflict, grapples with the pervasive corruption issue. The weakness and corruption within the government, combined with a lack of effective rule of law, have created an environment that allows corruption to thrive and inflict further harm on the nation. In this vulnerable setting, bribery has become a distressingly common practice. Individuals seeking favours or preferential treatment often resort to offering illicit payments, undermining fairness, equality, and the integrity of public institutions. According to Transparency International, corruption is rampant in Sudan, ranking the country among the most corrupt nations globally. Weak governance contributes to the problem, with a feeble central government unable to effectively enforce the law and hold corrupt officials accountable. Lack of transparency further exacerbates the issue, making it challenging to monitor the use of public funds and enabling embezzlement. Widespread poverty adds to the desperate circumstances, leading individuals to engage in corrupt practices for survival. Venezuela, currently in a crisis, confronts severe challenges that have contributed to a climate of corruption. The country's crumbling economy, characterized by widespread poverty and hunger, exacerbates the situation. The presence of corrupt government, coupled with a lack of effective rule of law, has fostered an environment conducive to the proliferation of corruption. Within the vulnerable context, bribery has become prevalent, with individuals resorting to offering illicit payments to gain advantages or circumvent bureaucratic hurdles. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.